What was the pivotal time in your career when your brand took off? What was that?
Well, probably when I was at Lindy Fishing Tackle. We started, when I started the company, we were a $5 million gross revenue company. By the time I left the company, we were a $10 million gross revenue and had quadruple profit. I'd taken the budget that they normally used, they usually took 10% of gross revenue and put it into marketing. I took that 10%, and instead of most of that being print and the rest of it being everything else, I put 80% into television shows and 20% into everything else. The biggest challenge there was that one of the shareholders was the owner of was the owner of a PR company, and they did all the ad placements for Lindy. So when I first got there, and he was a shareholder too, so I had to, he was on the board of directors and a shareholder. I had to have a conversation with him saying, I'm going to take the majority of what he earned from the company, because he placed all the ads. Lindy paid his company to create the ads and to place the ads. When I got there, I took most of that majority of the budget and put it all in television advertising, and then hired an in-staff. Back then, that was right when Adobe and Photoshop and everything else was starting to take place. So I bought a computer system, hired a designer, and we designed all our ads in-house. And marketing materials. So essentially it took, I'd say probably about $800,000 worth of business away from a shareholder and brought it all in-house and put most of that into our net profit. That was probably the toughest decision I had to make, because I get there and I'm telling a shareholder who was a vendor who was getting paid by the company, and I had to tell him that he's going to take a pay cut as the president and a fellow shareholder. He was a partner,
Right.
because I bought into the company as well.
Yeah.
So I'd say out of all the things that I did over the course of my career, that's probably the most difficult, telling one of your partners that you're not going to create ads for us anymore and place those ads. We're going to hire somebody in-house to create them, to place them, and we're going to buy a computer system for them to do that.
Right. But that worked, and that's skyrocketed.
It made a big difference, because at that point, now if we introduced a new product, he would get on the computer and build a great ad right on the bat. See, when you have an outside PR and ad company, they create a concept, send you the concept. And back then, it wasn't like email. They actually printed it, sent it to his office. We had to pass it around, look at it, make a few changes, send it back. They'd make those changes and then send it back again.
Inefficient. Took a long time.
It was very inefficient back then. So having this creative in-house, this gentleman that we hired, and he's still a friend of mine today, and that was almost 30 years ago. But he's still a friend today. He was pivotal, and now he's a freelancer now. He does that for a lot of other fishing companies. So we helped him catapult his career, and it changed the way we did business. I mean, it changed the way we advertised. And in fact, we took a lot of that print advertisement away and put it into television. And now today, a lot of it is into social media, would be if I was still at the company, the Lindy Fishing Tackle company. And we were able, after 10 years of doubled revenue, quadruple profit, we sold the company to a company called Pradco. They make bomber lures, they make booyah, they make a lot of different tackle company, a lot of fishing tackle.
Yeah.
So in the end, looking back, made a lot of good moves, you know, got lucky. You got to get, you know, I mean, you got to get lucky. I mean, you got to be in the right place at the right time with the right people.
Yeah.
And I had a great team. So